There is a sign in the edge of the old bathing pool site at West St Leonards that was erected by Hastings Borough Council, and it asks, among other things, that the area be treated with respect. Last weekend, dozens of protesters gathered there to ask Hastings Borough Council to do just that. My name's Stuart Bailey, and this is Hastings in Focus. I've got Brian Fisher with me, who's leading this morning's protest. Brian, can you explain a little bit about what's going on here and why you feel it necessary to stage an event today?
Yeah, I can quickly tell you. As far as we're concerned, we've had no consultation in the public community, in the local community, about this site. We feel it's an absolutely prime site. It's unique, within the borough, and we want to make this something special. We want to make it a destination point, a proper destination point for the local community, so it helps regenerate this area.
The housing, the five-story blocks of flats that are proposed, or we believe are proposed, you see that as being completely wrong for this site?
It's a waste of a fantastic site, an absolute waste. We're not against housing, we're against the perception of having housing on this site. This site is unsuited for housing anyway. It's far too close to the sea. What we're looking for instead is a link between the land and the sea. This is it.
And you must be heartened by the scale of the support, not just here today, but on social media.
We are.
The growth of the numbers.
It's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
It really has been phenomenal. We're really delighted with the number of people who are showing their interest and their concern. I wish in a way we started this earlier.
There are plans to build more than 150 new homes on the old bathing pool site, and local people are up in arms as they feel that Hastings Borough Council has, so far, kept them in the dark about just what is proposed. I've got Rob Lee, who's leader of the Conservative group at Hastings Borough Council, with me. Rob, what's your view of what's proposed here and how it's been done so far?
Well, I think this is another classic example of Hastings Borough Council not really wanting to speak to the residents, hiding away from people's views and feelings. This is a beautiful site here, and it could be a real destination, but they simply just want to bulldoze local opinion, bulldoze the local asset, and put up a lot of houses.
And quite a lot of support out this morning, despite what I feel is a damp and gloomy day.
Yeah, and quite right too. People in West St Leonards are increasingly becoming fed up with being what seems to be a whipping boy for Hastings Borough Council. Time and again, bad developments are shoved into this end of town. And why should West St Leonards be a forgotten end of Hastings?
Councillor Andy Batsford is Hastings Borough Council's lead member for housing, leisure and community engagement, and he was surrounded by local people asking for answers about the future of the site. Although he didn't speak publicly at the event, he did spend a significant amount of time dealing with local people's questions.
This protest gathering has been organised by West Marina Group and Save Our Bathing Site, SOBS. Both of those two have come together because both of them feel strongly about this. West Marina Group has existed for quite a short while, but in that short time it's grown exponentially. And also we have SOBS here, and that is Lucy. Lucy, would you like to come out and say a few words?
Thank you. My name is Lucy. For those that don't know me or only communicate on Facebook, I started the SOBS Facebook back in February 19 when I found out about the plans to build 150 houses on here, and I knew nothing about it. The SOBS group grew quickly. Within 11 days we had 400 members, and today we've got 822 this morning. Woo! I think this shows how passionate the community are about this site. It could be so special and could be the catalyst for regeneration of this area. Yes. Many really exciting suggestions of what would make an exciting leisure destination would be here are being put forward, but it certainly doesn't include housing. There are many sites locally already earmarked for residential development, and I beg HBC to reconsider the need for housing here.
Have you been consulted by Hastings Borough Council about these plans? No. Okay, nobody at all? No. Okay, right. I am not surprised. However, in March this year, Councillor Andrew Batsford said this: the most important thing for us as a council is that processes are as transparent as possible. There is no point in sticking something up there that nobody wants or likes. It needs to be a place where people want to come and live. It's a noble sentiment, I think. Despite those promises of debate and better communications, instead a red veil has been drawn over this. So what we now find is that in April, those of us who turned up for the meeting at the council offices, it was still voted through, despite our opposition, despite our having one person only allowed to speak about it, and nothing has happened since. Have the heads of term been signed out? No, they have not. Do we know why? No, we do not. Communications is not a strong point, I don't think. Anyway, I can tell you that Countygate and Sunley have agreed with the council to put up 152 residential units on this site in 5 high-rise blocks.
Wow.
Then this last seafront facing site must be used for something sensible.
Yes.
All of us, without question, want it developed in terms of leisure for regeneration.
Yes.
This community here deserves that.
Yes.
We are the forgotten end of this borough.
Yes.
We don't want any more secrecy. We don't want any more tricks. We want the council and the developers to engage with the community in a meaningful manner.
We've spoken to Councillor Batsford since the protest, and he says that it's important local people realise that nothing has yet been decided. Agreements are still to be signed between the council and the developers, Countygate Sunley. But even at this stage, he says it's unlikely that the council would support the proposal for 5 blocks of flats, which is a legacy of a previously stillborn plan for development of the old bathing pool site. The councillor says he can assure local people they will be consulted in full and that their views will form part of the planning consultation process for the site.